Unity, huh? Oh my god. A lot of drama has stirred up around Unity so far. In the past couple of days, one of them being mostly just their fee changes that they have announced. It is something that you've seen probably from essentially all the major YouTubers that have been live at the or like not been live, but have you know basically everyone's talking about it, right? It is not something that can be overlooked because Unity itself is a massive platform. Well, I guess, eh, I don't know about in the future, but not too long right now in the future, by the sounds of it. This one thing that Unity is releasing, it will essentially just remove basically every single indie game developer from their list, right? They are trying to target the massive mobile game developers that are using Unity because Unity itself is saying that um, the runtime engine that is used to broadly um, run games that makes it so that it's able to run on different devices, you know, Android devices. Potentially, people do port it over to that. PC games, and basically, like every single list of different PC element possible that could be changed, right? Because we have computer components. You know, some people still use the same ones from I don't know 10 years ago, right? And, some people would like to have support for that, especially if it's like a simple, small game like Vampire Survivors or something. Like, I don't know, Unity, it's just charging people, charging developers, not even people, charging developers up to 20 cents per install after you've passed a certain threshold is just an insane proposition for anyone, right? Now, Unity has announced that they will not make it. Um, how would I say? They would not make it the all each and every single install. But before they did, and that's one of the main things that sparks outrage. Other than charging for installs to begin with, right? So people are very angry about the installs that people will have to pay for, even though it's not theirs, and are worried about malicious installs, piracy installs, basically everything that can happen that is basically not good. You know, Unity itself is a great engine if you're starting off, right? It's got a full marketplace, and being able to create basically an environment or basically a game by just like clicking a good couple of things, importing it to your thing, and you know, putting it all together so it looks a bit nicer. It the process of that is probably the easiest on Unity right now. Unity itself probably has maybe, I don't know, millions plus, a, a bunch of developers working on that engine. And it is clear that Unity is just seeking out every single little bit of money possible from whoever they can charge, really. They can't charge the users because the users um, are not the ones directly interacting with Unity, right? So they will have to go towards the developers that will basically ruin the entire system, the ecosystem, really. Yeah. And there are many things that, you know, could have been different, could have been changed, but they just went fully, like, basically nuclear on on their own platform. And that in and of itself is like it ruins the trust of the brand. It makes it so developers, like, even if they rolled back these changes, it makes it so developers don't want to use Unity anymore because they can do something like this in the future. Again, who knows what they're going to try later? Like, I don't even know, right? This is an absurd thing that is happening to all developers, right? It's not going to affect just the people at the top, just the people that are making, metric tons of money just because they are doing installs. This will affect basically everyone in the entire ecosystem, right? Because we have like the developers on Unity, right? And then we have the people who do marketplace stuff, the people who make add-ons, the people who make all that stuff, right? They're not they themselves probably don't like this change either. They're going to dislike it, and everything is just going to go downhill from Unity from here on out. Whether or not Unity um recovers from this is it's clear that it's not going to recover as much as it could, right? And now that, you know, this is going forward, plenty of developers are switching over to different stream, like, not stream, different game engines like Unreal Engine, like Godot. Like, it's everyone's trying to change now because Unity has proven itself to be potentially the worst. I will make this clear. Do not get mad at the marketing. Do not get mad at the Unity developers. They are working. They don't even know what's going on most of the time, right? I'm pretty sure that if you ask, like, I don't know any developers on Unity right now. Like, I don't know any of them. But if you asked any one of them right now, they were probably against this as well, right? I don't think that anyone would want this to happen to Unity, right? Except for the people at the top. This is a leadership issue. This is um, the higher ups saying we need to go and extract as much money as possible as we can. And they looked at this pricing scheme and they wanted to do basically the worst possible thing without they probably talked to like a couple of other people higher up, but they didn't talk they didn't think about the repercussions this could have had. Didn't think that, people would have tried switching so easily. Maybe they did. They probably anticipated all of this happening, right? Because, like, as some people might say, any press is good press, you know? Any coverage is good coverage, you know? But, like, Unity itself has already cemented itself as, the main go-to engine for indie developers, for people that are trying to create like things in gaming and I don't want to do like Roblox or some shit, right? So Unity, it it's not a development issue. It's not marketing. It is leadership. The people at the top of Unity, the people who have a good chunk of stock in Unity, the people who have so much money in Unity, and the people that have too much say in Unity, that they're able to get away with this, even against the entirety of the company, everyone below a certain level, and this will continue to happen. If I don't know where I was going there, but like just think about these numbers, right? The higher ups at Unity have sold their stock. They have sold so much. And they have bought zero. They have bought nothing from Unity stock. Now, what does that say? It tells us that Unity, the higher ups, don't believe in the engine anymore, and are doing some latch ditch efforts to try to basically steal or take, I don't know, legally steal, I don't know, take as much money as possible from the people that are maintaining their platform, the people that are building up their engine, creating add ons, creating games, making it known, you know. Unity is destroying their customers. Well, they're not destroying the customers, they're destroying their customer base. And the fact, one other fact, that Unity has made it so all these are retroactive, right? Any previous installs before this change will be included in the Unity fee. I don't think that like while it does seem like they could do it since they're already doing it, it seems pretty scummy to change the terms of use, the fee structure in a way that does this type of thing. People will not stand by doing this. People will leave. Now, if you are looking forward to a Unity game, a game that, maybe an indie developer has created, please understand that this is terrible news for us and them alike. Give them time while they're porting games over to different engines. Let them take their time. All right. People are creating at this very moment software to be able to port games over to other game engines, Godot, Unreal, um, and people are working on building assets and other stuff for that as well. Give them time, let them do their thing. It's probably going to take, I don't know, a month, up to a month, depending on how big the game is. Game developers take time with their games, especially if they care. And I'm sure if they care about their audience and everything else as well, they will try to make the game the best that they can in that amount of time. So trust me, developers are already trying their best to port games over. Developers are already doing everything that they can. Do not get mad at them. Do not try to push them forward on game development. It takes time. And it takes a lot of effort to make a game that they believe will satisfy the people's desires and that they believe that, you know, the customers that they will have enjoy. Unity is likely going to be gone. Unity is likely, I don't know, it's not going to be gone. It's just going to be in a state that is basically unusable. Basically, nobody would want to use it anymore. And likely it'll it might implode and destroy itself. It might recover, but it'll never be the same as it was before in the public eye. I think that I think that the people here, if any developers are listening, should try to see how other game engines work for them because it is clear that Unity is a business at first and is trying to do business things. So go open source probably to Godot, as that engine is not going to be under the scrutiny of, you know, of business, of profit, of trying to make as much money as possible. Because staying with Unity is clearly, I wouldn't say it's a terrible choice for you, but morally, while it is appetizing to some, with the vast marketplace, with the vast, extensive use and tutorials that people have put online, it sure is appetizing. But as long as you do what you think works, do that. I'm not gonna push you towards one other game engine or the other. I'm just laying out the facts for Unity. Well, I'm not gonna keep you guys here too much longer.